Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? Why I name it this way? Um, I think a lot of you, many years ago, you have watched this TV program called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Have you all watched this before? I grew up watching this, and well, I was thinking about a topic for tonight, and I was looking at something about millionaire, billionaire, and then I happened to found that the top price for the Who Wants to Be Millionaire, the Indonesian version many years ago, it's actually a 1 billion. Okay, so for a few Asian countries, for example, like Indonesia, for Vietnam, the top price is not 1 million, it's 1 billion. Okay, so I'm thinking of okay, so let's call it Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? And I found one interesting fact. So I was checking on the Wikipedia for, let's say, Vietnam. I only checked two countries, Vietnam and Indonesia. In all the history of the program Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, no one ever won the prize. No one ever won the number one prize. Okay, so that's an interesting fact. Okay, then if you look at this reality, how everything was created, how everything was designed and planned, do you think this reality wants you to be rich and wealthy and free and happy? If you are free, happy, wealthy, no one can control you. Okay? Imagine this. Try to control someone that is okay, let's put aside money, okay? Try to control someone that is happy. Do you have any idea how you can control someone that's happy? Not at all. And but so many of you, you make yourself so miserable. You make yourself perfectly controllable. And on top of that, money will also always be the reason why you cannot have true freedom. You cannot have infinite freedom. All right, so hopefully for tonight, we can change some of that. Why did I say only some of that, not all of that? Well, this is a big topic, okay? And I have an upcoming 2.5 day Right Riches for You beginning class in Jakarta and also online. But for but I guess for those of you that you have attended my classes before, whether it's a paid class or free class, you know I hold nothing back. I will do whatever I can. And very recently, the clearing statement has changed, which it confused the fuck out of me. Every time when I want to say the clearing statement, I'm like, all nine, all 100. I think it's the same for many of you. Okay, so okay, let me start from here. How many of you have no clue about the latest change about the clearing statement? Maybe I can talk a little bit about that if you need me to. Any questions about that so far? Or you have no idea what to ask? I guess so. So, uh, just about a week ago, during the Maestro class that happened in Rome yearly, so that's the most advanced class in Access, we discovered that the, we have 100 different types of stories that we keep choosing from to create our lives. Okay, and so for example, when it comes to money, how many stories do you have? Okay, so you have this storyline of your life. For example, let's say if you came from a poor family, for example, okay, or at least not rich. I believe that's true for most people. So you have your storyline of I need to work hard for money. I have to always struggle for money. And then now you're like, I want to change that. So you choose a different storyline. You choose a different story to create your reality. You're like, now I need to be rich. I need to work hard for money. I need to struggle. I need to sacrifice maybe health, maybe time, maybe freedom so that I can have more money. Okay. But then even when you choose a different story, okay, a different way to create your life, you don't just completely choose something new. You still hold on to a lot of energies from what you have previously chosen. So you're always having this conflict. I'm poor, but I want to be rich, but I'm still poor and I want to be rich. So you have all these conflicts. Okay. By the way, this is not the most accurate way of explaining the all 100. Okay, but I would say this is how at least I can explain it to you in a way that you can understand, and you can change we can change all these energies. Okay, so you have all these stories that are creating conflictual universes for you when it comes to, let's say, money. Okay, and then the clearing statement changed, so now it's all 100. So blah blah blah, let me see, what are you saying? Okay, so how many, let's say, how many stories are you using to let's make it easy. How many stories are you using to create you never having ease with money? Even when you have ease with money, it's always only temporary. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. That's all for tonight. All right. Right, wrong, good and bad, pop and pot. All 100 short voice, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds. Oh, wow. Hmm. Okay, do you notice the difference with this new clearing statement? I can sense that, like, I have only read it once, but you're like, whoa, what just happened? Okay, so let me run that one more time and then I will talk about whatever I want to talk about for tonight. So how many stories are you using to create you never having ease with money? Even when you have ease with money, it's always only temporary. You're like, yeah, you know. Everything that is times a gajillion. Will you please this round create? Right, wrong, good and bad, pop and pot. All 100 short voice, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds. This is not easy for me, okay? Imagine you have been saying all nine for 13 years. And when I say 13 years, I don't mean I do it once a day. I probably run the clearing 10, 20, 50 times per day for 13 years. Oh my God. So I need to relearn this. Really, for the last 13 years, I used clearing statement on almost anything and everything, and I changed everything in my life. And I'm so grateful for all these tools that I've learned from Access Consciousness. And a lot of people actually don't have ease when things change so quickly. Okay, how many of you, when things change very quickly, for example, they added the word basis 1.5 months ago, and then they added creations 2, 3 weeks ago, and then now they add the all 100. You're like, what? It keeps changing, it keeps changing. Okay, so everything that doesn't allow you to have ease dealing with all the changes occurring in this world. Everywhere that you you go into all these stories that it's too fast, I cannot catch up. Can you all please slow down and wait for me? Will you please this try and create right, wrong, good and bad, pop and pot? Oh, 100 short voice, poets, bases, creations, and beyonds. Okay, someone is asking, is it okay if we change the order of the clearing? Yes, totally. Even before we added the basis creations and now the all 100. Some people, they will say, okay, even for Gary and Dane, okay, if you notice the slight difference, most people don't notice. Dane always say pot and then pot. Okay, Gary always say pork and then pot. 13 years ago, okay, when I first learned Access, it confused so much for me. I'm like, what? Wait, why he say it this way? Why he say it this way? And then I remember someone asked Gary, why you say pork and then pot? Gary said, because A, B, C, D is C and then D, so I say pork and then pot. So, by the way, it doesn't matter, okay? Some people say all nine, so many years ago it was all nine, okay? No, for many years it was all nine until 2 weeks ago, or 1 week ago, okay? So you can say it in whatever order. And then after that, they added povets, and then they added the basis, and then they added the creations, and then some people suggested maybe we say creations first, and then we said basis, but it doesn't matter, okay? So, um, so just now I talked about when changes are too fast, you sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I'm losing. I cannot catch up. Can you all please wait for me? Okay. I want to emphasize on this because I felt like this many years ago. And access keeps on coming out with new things, new discovery. You're like, oh, this is so amazing, so great. And then, well, 1 week later they have something new, and then 2 weeks later they have something new. You're like, it's so hard for me to catch up. Do you notice why you find it hard for you to catch up? How often your reason for not able to catch up is because of money? You're like, I don't have all the money to attend all the classes. Okay, let me tell you what. Many years ago, when I started to learn Access, I was so interested, and I'm still very interested in all these classes. And creating money for me at the time, it was not easy. So I said, I experienced it. Yeah, great. Um, and so I created some money, and then Dane came up with a new class. I'm like, oh my God, I want to attend that class. And then so my money was gone. And then after that, I created some money, and then Dane come up with a new class. I'm like, oh my God, I want that class. And then sometimes Dane created new class faster than I could create money. Not sometimes, most of the time actually. And I literally said this to Dane. Dane, you are too fast. Can you slow down? Okay. So you see, would Dane ever slow down for me? Would Dane ever slow down for anyone? Of course not. Okay. So my need for him to slow down it was actually because of I refuse to step up and create more. So how many of you have people? Okay, let's look at people around you. How many of you, even though you judge you as not fast enough, but for many other people, they think you're too fast. They're like, please, can you slow down for me? And you also do this to other people. Okay, can you slow down for me? Okay, I don't have enough money. I don't create money fast enough to catch up with you. Okay, so it looks like this is a conversation about money, but it's actually not about money. This is actually about you choosing to step up and create a lot more. And I don't mean create a lot more so that you can attend more classes. That's never my point of view. When you step up and create more, it's actually you stepping into a different space where you are more being you, you are claiming, owning, and acknowledging more of you. Okay, so how many stories are you using? Wow, to always have reasons and justification why you cannot be more of you, especially how many stories are you using to create all the reasons and justifications why you cannot be more of you, and how often those stories are about money? Oh yeah, that. Those of you that you are not so sure if you should smile or cry, yes, I'm talking about you. Or pretending to be smiling, to pretending to be crying, yes, you too. Everything that is times a gazillion. Please, this man, I'm great. Right and wrong, good and bad, park and part. Oh, 100. Shorts, boys, poets, basics, creations, and beyonds. Oh, wait. What happened to Poppy? Poppy, are you still there? Did you get disconnected or what? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, you can unmute yourself. All right, cool. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. So how many stories are you using to create all the reasons and justifications why you cannot be you, why you cannot be more of you, and how many of those stories are related to money? Everything that is times a gazillion, will you please destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, power and part. All 100 shorts, boys, poets, spaces, creations, and beyonds. All right, I can sense that some of you have some questions. If you want to ask a question, you can raise your hand or you can type your question. It's all good. I can keep on talking, but I can sense that some of you have some question, but I can sense that it's like all the struggle with money that you have been holding on to, you have been experiencing for so long, it's like it's all coming up to the surface, but you're like, so feel free to ask your question. I'm happy to answer any questions. I have a friend here with me. You can ask question too if you want. Okay, so if you have questions, feel free. Do you have? No. Okay. Yes. All right. No one want to ask question. What a strange moment when it comes to money. No one wants to ask question. All right, that's fine. I will just keep talking, telling you some random story. So, um, is it really about money? This is something that I want you to have more awareness about. Okay, even if you get nothing out of this Zoom tonight, at least have this awareness. Is it really about the money? Now, think about it this way. If someone said no, okay, great. Even you said no, how often you still make it a yes? Okay, so what do I mean? If you have this point of view, oh, because I don't have enough money, I cannot choose this. Whether it's about attending a class, or maybe it's to have a holiday, or maybe, I don't know, have a fancy bag, I don't know, whatever. Is it really about the money? Or is it about what you are not willing to receive? Okay. Some of you like, but what does that mean? Okay. How often, when you really want something, okay, by the way, when I say you really want something, I mean you really choose that, not just thinking about it, not just wishing for it. If you just have the wish, if you just have the hope, that's not choosing. Okay. Like, okay, so I can see that some of you are maybe bus facilitators, body process facilitators, or certified facilitators, or maybe you do some other modalities. Okay, whether it's access or not, it doesn't matter. This is something that I have seen it again and again. It's quite universal. You will have people that come to you and say, oh, I really like your class. Okay, when I have money, I will come to you. I will come to your class. Okay, most of you, I don't know why, maybe you are so naive. You're like, oh yes, you love my class. You will choose my class when you have money. Okay. And then after that, after maybe 3 months, 6 months, that person never come to your class. Okay. But what really pisses you off is you see that person have money for many other things, but not your class. And you're like, yes. Okay. So is it really about the money? Okay. Now, look at those people that are not choosing your class. Okay, I'm sorry if because it sounds like I'm making this conversation more about for facilitators, but I'm just using this as an example, and I can also see that this applies to some people here. Okay, so look at those people that they say if they have money, they would come to your class. Okay, you don't need to ask them face to face, but you can just sense their energy. So ask yourself this question and see if it's a yes or it's a no. Do they have the willingness to change? They're like, no. Okay, so yeah. So because they are not choosing to change, I mean, in their mind, they think they do. They're like, yes, I want to. Okay, but because they are not choosing to change, they don't create money for that. But as soon as they really choose something, just like most of us here, all of us here, when you really want something, even when you don't have the money, you will always find a way to create the money without failing. Okay. Look at your entire life. Look at the history of your entire life. Everything that you really want, you always get it. But for those things that you only wish you could have it, if I could have it, Santa Claus, oh, Christmas is coming soon. Right? All right, if I could have it, that would be great. Energetically, it's so different. Okay? You are just waiting, you are just sitting there, being passive, hoping that it shows up. But as soon as you really choose it, you actually create money for it. Okay, if money is required. Okay? Yes, when there is a will, there is a way. Okay. This is, I would say that's correct, but that's how people look at this from this reality. How we create is actually, it's more like a, okay, so I think a lot of you here have learned bars, if not all of you. In the bars class, one thing that we have learned is asking and receiving. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. Okay, now let's be honest. How many of you, when you hear that, you're like, yeah, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Okay. So actually, we really function from asking and receiving, but it sounds too easy. It sounds unreal. So when you see asking and receiving, you automatically in that 0.01 millisecond, you're like, nah, forget about it. I need to work hard. So your story is, I need to work hard. That become the persistent pattern for your life. So the so-called asking and receiving is just like a good idea, a fantasy that you heard from the facilitators, but you have no idea why they talk about it this way. Okay. So how many stories are you using to okay, to make your life so hard and make asking and receiving just a dream too good to be true? Okay, with this one, no one is smiling at all. Okay. So everything that is times a Godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate? You know it's good to be, you know it's true, but you're like, no, that's too good to be true. So you have these conflictual universes. Okay, so we say all 100. The all 100 is 50 stories on one side and the other 50 stories on the other side. It always creates a conflict. Everything that is times a Godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate? Ryan, Rumble, and Bad Pop and Pod. Oh, 100 shots, boys, power spaces, crashes, and beyonds. Okay, so someone asked, how do you really choose? Okay, like the correct way. No, there's no correct way. You just choose. Okay. Okay, let me point out, let me see how I can give you some example of how you are not choosing. So let's say um, someone invite you to go out to have lunch or dinner or have a drink. You're like, oh yeah, 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 I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. But in your heart, you're like, no, I'm not going. Okay. So you say, you act like you are choosing that, but you're actually not choosing it. Okay. You have your own reason why you are not choosing it. It doesn't matter for what reason, but you know you are not choosing that. Okay. So now, when it comes to money, when you see something, you're like, oh wow, I wish I could have this. But in your mind, there's a little voice that say, don't buy this. It's too expensive. We cannot afford this. Okay. Go buy something cheaper or whatever. Okay. So as as long as you have some conflictual points of view, conflicting points of view, you are not congruent with this choice. Oh yeah, someone said impossible. Yeah. How often when you look at something, you're like, that's impossible. And then your mind's like, I need to think positively. Money comes to me, money comes to me, money loves me, I love money. You are just lying to yourself. And you know it very well you're lying to yourself, okay? But we have been trained to think positively, and I would say that's actually a trap that stops us from changing with ease. Okay, so let me explain this a little bit more because most people don't get this. Um, Almost everyone have learned that we need to think positively, right? So let's say you don't have money, and then you in your mind you're like, I am a billionaire. And then as soon as you open your eyes, you're like, fuck, I don't have the money. And then you close your eyes, you go into your meditation mode, you're like, I love money, money will come to me. And then in your mind there's a very little voice like, no, look at your bank account. Stop lying. And then you try to overcome that, and then you say your mantra louder, I am a billionaire. And then your mind is like, no, you really don't have that money. Okay? So this is why thinking positive wouldn't work. Sometimes it works, but I don't want to explain it for now, okay? Because that's a different topic. So what if you acknowledge the points of view that you have? So what do I mean by that? So you be honest with yourself, and then you look at it like, okay, I actually hate money. I think I want money, but well, I actually hate money. I have so many judgments, so many anger, so many frustration when it comes to money, just like my parents. All right. Okay. So for a lot of people, they think, no, how can I think something like this? This is so negative. This is going to emphasize the problem. No, it won't. This is just you finally be honest with yourself. Okay? Because if you hate money, you say you hate money, you are like, all right, now I finally discovered and acknowledged that I hate money. Now, what can I choose? Okay? So by acknowledging it, you are not avoiding it, and you allow you to have the space and the choice and the freedom to choose something different. But if you hate money and then you keep saying I love money, the energy that holds onto those limitations where you hate money will remain hidden. You're like, I hate money, but no, 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 let's not talk about it. And then you don't have a chance to change that. Okay? So um so this is why in so many classes, and also in the 2.5 day Right Riches class, I will go over this again in a deeper level, is you have to acknowledge where you hate money and be honest with yourself and ask, okay, what do I hate about money? Okay, and then let all these emotions, all these points of view, all these judgments come to the surface, and then you can clear them. Okay. Someone say, I love money and money loves me. By the way, let me, I'm so sorry, I'm going to break your mantra. Okay. Okay, so I don't care if you hate me or not. Do you think money loves you? Is money capable of loving you? If you love money, yes, I get that. Okay, you can love money, you hate money. Okay, but would money hate you, or would money love you? You see, money by itself, it doesn't have all this love or hate. Money have no such point of view. Money have no such emotion. Money is money. If you say money loves you, it's like the banana loves me. What the fuck? Would you order your food? I don't know. Like, or when you have you have an apple in front of you. Apple, you love me. The apple is like, I'm just an apple. Okay, everyone, try to use your Siri, your phone. Especially you have iPhone or whatever. Okay, Siri, do you love me? Siri will tell you, I'm not capable of love. Okay, so when you say money loves me, this is where you project at money that money has the human characteristic. Okay, so you don't need money to love you, but you can create money. Okay, if you hate money, yes, that's a problem. Okay, and loving money, yes, that's great. But some people, when they love money, they go into all those insanity about greed and about control and things like that. Okay, so love money, but not from the space of greed. You love money because you know with money you can make your life greater. You can use money to change some other people's life. You can use money to contribute to some other people. Okay, because whenever you contribute to someone else's lives, you always feel happy. Okay? This is who we are. This is how we are. We love to use money to create more. Now, just now I talk about it's about the receiving. I don't know why I'm talking about all this tonight in a free Zoom. Okay, so it doesn't sound like an intro class, but who cares? So what do you need to receive so that you have ease with money, so that you can have all this freedom, you can be generous, you can contribute to the world. So what is it that you need to receive? Okay. So yes, you have to receive you, of course that, okay, and of course many other things. But if you have all these stories about money is difficult, I'm not good enough, I'm such a nobody, like I I always do stupid things. If I have money, I will just do more stupid things. I'm so wrong, so terrible, so evil. If I have money, I will do more damage to other people. So these are all the stories that you use against yourself. Okay. Not only that it will limit your money flow, it destroy a lot of possibilities for you in so many areas of your life. Okay. So money is never the problem. You're like, what? No, I disagree. Money is the problem. No, 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 no. Okay. Money problem is the symptom. Okay. Money problem is the symptom. It's something that you're not willing to be, something that you're not willing to receive. Okay. And all your stories, all your craziness. And those are the real things that stop your receiving. And then it creates the money problem. And that's the symptom that you notice. Okay. Let me give you one analogy that I learned recently from a doctor. He's so, I would say he's terrible in what he do, but his analogy is so great. So he told me this way, okay? When the fire alarm rings, okay, so it's making noise. You're like, that's so annoying, that's so noisy, that's so annoying, that's so noisy. Okay, so that's what you notice. That's the symptom. Okay. Do you just switch off the alarm? You cannot just switch off the alarm. You need to put the fire off first. Okay, so if you put off the fire, then the alarm stop. So if you deal with your receiving issue, then the money problem symptom disappear. You don't make alarm the problem. The fire is the problem, not the fire alarm. So money problem is not the problem. It's trying to show you and indicates you have receiving issue, and the receiving issue is all the lies or the judgments or the stories and whatever. Okay, so to make you understand this much better, for how many, so those of you that have been doing access for, let's say, years, okay, and including before access, maybe you have learned so many other modalities, like for how long have you been making money the problem and trying to solve money problem and think that money is a solution? Did that ever work? Okay, so this goes back to the first clearing that I gave you, that the ease with money is what you don't have, and when you have ease with money, it's always only temporary, because you make money the problem, you make money the solution. Okay, but money is like, money is money. It's just a tool. It's a tool for you to use to create something, to get something. Okay, so someone saying all the points of view and judgment that I have about receiving and enjoying money with total ease. Yeah, so okay, I will just talk a little bit more about this and then I need to go. I have a next Zoom starting in 20 minutes. I need to get ready for that. So now let's look at this. Um, when you have, let's say, happiness and ease and more money, how would other people around you look at you? including those people that you care a lot about them, unfortunately. Like, how often you're like, what about them? What about them? I don't want them to feel upset because I have more money and they don't have. Okay, maybe you try to avoid jealousy. Yes, jealousy. You, oh, how many of you are afraid that people will come to you and ask you for money? And if we make this even more complicated, how many of you are afraid that people come to you, they love you only for your money? You're like, only when I don't have money, I know who loves me because of me, not because of money. See, it's not money problem. It's your own insanity. Okay, you overthink and you overthink way too much, and you create all those problems for you. Okay. Oh, someone even said I will be a mean person. Okay, now let's look at this. Could money make you mean? Would money make you mean? Are all rich people mean people? How many people without money and they are fucking mean? I know a lot of them. Okay. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with money. And money wouldn't make you a good person. Money wouldn't make you a terrible person. If you are a rich person, so if you're a good person, all right, no, this is not the most correct way of saying it because no one is 100% good. No one is 100% terrible or bad. Okay. But to keep it simple, so if someone is good, whether they have money or not, they are still good. And when they have more money, they use their money to do more good things. And for people that are mean, terrible, unkind, whether they have money or not, they do all those terrible things. And unfortunately, when they have more money, they do terrible things at larger scale. Okay, so is it really about the money? This is the question that I asked you 30 minutes ago. Is it really about the money? Okay, so if you make it about the money, this is where you function from lies. You are so stuck with all these lies in this reality. Okay, so all these classes in access, it's yes, we have classes, let's say, about money, about body and things like that, but ultimately it's all about you being you. It's really about you having more consciousness so that you realize how many lies have you bought into, and you don't have to function from those lies. And then money can be just a choice. Okay, so the upcoming class in Jakarta. Some of you are like, yes, I know, finally you want to sell us the class. Yes, I do. So this is how I can invite you all to choose more, okay? Because money is such a huge topic. In a 2.5 day class, we can go way deeper. Um, so we will talk about money, we will talk about wealth. And a lot of people don't even have clarity about the difference between money and wealth. Okay, money, wealth, abundance, business, investment, we can talk about anything and everything. How do you have ease with money? And what do I mean by that? A lot of people have money, they don't have ease. Okay, and a lot of people, they have money, they have no clue how to enjoy their lives. They have money under their bed. Okay, and so this is really about you creating your life, living well. Let money support you to create the life, the living, the reality you would like to have. Okay. Um, and something about this topic tonight about being a billionaire. I remember 6 months ago, about 6 months ago, I did the Right Riches class in Jakarta. So I did it 6 months ago, and this will be my second time doing it in Jakarta. I don't know when's the third time. Okay, it might not be so soon, but one of my favorite topics in that class, it was being super rich. Some of you are like, what? Even rich is difficult for me, and you're talking about super rich. Okay. Yes, we will talk about that as well and open up some possibilities about that. I will be honest with you, this is not something like you get it immediately, but at least we plant the seed. Okay, you have more awareness about this and let it slowly grow in your reality. Okay, my point of view about rich and super rich is more like something personal, but super rich is like you can use your money to change this world. And that's always my target. And if you're interested in that, I would love to see you in the class. It's live in Jakarta, and also available online. If you're interested, please contact Fana or Poppy, and they will also be translating that class. All right, before I end this, does anyone have any question? Or you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's fine. Re-listen to this. Okay. When is the class? A few days before 2025. So the tagline for this class is choosing a new financial reality for the new year. Okay. I don't remember the exact date now. It's after Christmas and before New Year on the weekend, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. So um that's it for now, I guess. Yes, 27th to 29th. Okay, so I would love to see some of you in Jakarta or maybe online and bring all your money questions, whatever that you have. I can deal with anything. Sometimes money is, so what do I mean deal with everything? Because money is not that linear, okay? It could be, let's say you have relationship problem and then suddenly you find that money doesn't come smoothly anymore, or maybe you have health issue and then suddenly you find that money doesn't come easily anymore. Okay, so we really need to look at what's the stories behind all this craziness. Okay, what's the basis creating all the money financial problems. Okay, all right, so thank you everybody. I hope you have a great evening, and at least let this Zoom entertain you a little bit. Please remember this, okay? It's not money problem, it's our non-receiving based on a lot of craziness, stories, and yuckiness that creates money problem. Money problem is the symptom, it's the fire alarm. You don't just switch off the alarm without putting off the fire. All right? I hope you get this. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. Oh, let me just stop the recording. There's a link here. Bye.